Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri, Narayanam Namaskritya Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshvabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Ruttama-shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Nigama Kalpataror Galitam Phalam Shukamukhat Amritatrava Samyutam Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavukaha Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranama Dukkha Shamanaha Tam Namami Harim Param. Okay. So we'll read from one point. I think we're reading 1.10, right? 11, yes. Okay. You can repeat after me. Bhurini bhuri karmani Shrotavyani vibhagashah Atra sadhotra yatsaram Atra sadhotra yatsaram Samudhratya manishaya Bruhi bhadraya bhutana Yenatma suprasidati. Does anyone want to read? This is one point. Bhurini bhuri karmani Shrotavyani vibhagashah Atra sadhotra yatsaram Samudhritya manishaya Bruhi bhadraya bhutanam Yenatma suprasidati. Anyone else want? Bhurini bhuri karmani Shrotavyani Shrotavyani vibhagashah Yatsaram Atra sadhotra yatsaram Samudhritya manishaya Bhadraya bhutanam Yenatma suprasidati. Okay, since we are short of time, I'll just go on to the word by word. Bhurini, multifarious. Bhuri, many. Karmani, duties. Shrotavyani, to be learned. Sorry, to be learned. Vibhagashaha, by divisions of subject matter. Ataha, therefore. Sadho, O sage. Atra, herein. Yat, whatever. Saram, essence. Samudhritya, by selection. Manishaya, to the best of your knowledge. Bruhi, please tell us. Bhadraya, for the good of. Bhutanam, the living beings. Yena, by which. Atma, the self. Suprasidati, becomes fully satisfied. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Hariharan Prabhu, the translation.
There are many varieties of scriptures, and in all of them there are many prescribed duties, which can be learned only after many years of study in their various divisions. Therefore, O sage, please select the essence of all these scriptures and explain it for the good of all living beings, so that by such instruction their hearts may be fully satisfied.
So someone else want to read the purport? Aishwarya Maji, you want to?
Atma or self is distinguished from matter and materialism. It is spiritual in constitution and thus it is never satisfied by any amount of material glamour. All scriptures and spiritual instructions are meant for the satisfaction of this self or Atma. There are many varieties of approaches which are recommended for different types of living beings in different times and at different places. Consequently, the numbers of revealed scriptures are innumerable. There are different methods and prescribed duties recommended in these various scriptures. Taking into consideration the fallen condition of the people in general in this age of Kali, the sages of 1900 have suggested that Sutta Goswami relate the essence of all these scriptures, because in this age it is not possible for the fallen soul to understand and undergo all the lessons of all these various scriptures in a Varna and Ashrama system.
The Varna and Ashrama society are considered to be the best institution for lifting the human being to the spiritual platform. But due to Kali Yuga, it is not possible to execute the rules and regulations of these institutions. Nor is it possible for the people in general to completely sever relations with their families as the Varnashrama institution describes. The whole atmosphere is surcharged with opposition. And considering this, one can see the spiritual
Emancipation.
emancipation for the common man in this age is very difficult. The reason the sages presented this method
Chanting back here.
Sri Sutta Goswami is explained in the following verses.
Okay. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsta Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadhvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamsta He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyashta Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim Yatkripātamaham vande Shri Gurum Dīnatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanyameshwaram. Speak for 5-10 minutes. Continue again next week. Bhurini bhuri karmani shrotavyani vibhagashaha. Ataha sadho atra yat saram samudhritya manishaya. Samudhritya manishaya. Manishaya means manishinaha, means very thoughtful person. Manishinaha. So the sages of Naimisharanya are asking Suta Goswami. Suta Goswami is the speaker. And the sages of Naimisharanya are asking on the banks of the Ganga. They're asking, this Kali Yuga people are very lazily thoughtful. We discussed 3 levels of laziness last week, correct? What are the laziness? Different types of laziness. Yes, right. So physical, intellectual and spiritual laziness, right? So Kali Yuga people are lazy in all these 3 ways. Even if someone is physically active, they are intellectually lazy. Intellectually lazy means going in the flow of things. Why are you doing what you are doing? I know that's the flow. Sometimes we invite devotees to come to the program. They are in the flow. They are not able to disconnect there from the flow. So they are not able to take advantage of association. Correct? I mean, I'm also guilty of that. So intelligence, so that is intelligence, laziness on the intelligence platform, intellectual platform. And spiritual laziness is not to actually surrender to the Lord, not to give up one's false ego. That is spiritual laziness. So Kali Yuga people are very lazy. So, and there are different types of activities that are mentioned, but all different types of activities that are mentioned in the Vedas. So what is the goal of it? See how selfless they're asking, right? They're asking, Yena Atma Suprasidati. This is their goal. They're asking this question for all of us so that everyone will be happy. Atma Suprasidati. Suprasidati means it will be very happy. Atma will be Prasidati. Definitely it cannot be happening on the material platform. Because if maybe roti is done, maybe I like roti or he might not like roti. Or someone likes jalebi, I don't like jalebis. If I'm a Gujarati, I like dhoklas. If I'm a South Indian, I might not like dhoklas. Right? Someone likes more spicy. Right? So in the material platform, you cannot ask a generic question, what will make people happy? Correct? Because it is divided. Even right now, what makes me happy today will not make me happy tomorrow. Whatever I was happy in 2014, 12, 11, whatever, I'm not happy right now. So this is the nature of material enjoyment. So definitely we must understand that the questions that the sages are always asking for something that is always true. So if you're happy on the spiritual platform right now, you'll remember that even when you're 80. You'll remember when you're 80, oh, I really enjoyed chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Yes. You'll enjoy. You'll be happy. Correct? Right now, even if you enjoy something on the food, like food or something, yeah, I enjoy, but right now I can't enjoy because I have diabetes, because I have heart issues. So the questions of the sages are meant for the enjoyment on the spiritual platform. Yena atma suprasidati. And the varnashrama dharma. So many rules are there to culture the living entity. So sit erect, uh, or do not talk while the class is going on, or read Bhagavad Gita, or come into the association of devotees, wake up early in the morning. So many rules are there, right? Speak after the elders have spoken. Or there are many rules and regulations that are there in the Shastra. Many rules and regulations are there. Offer obeisances when you meet the elders. Offer obeisances to the Lord. When you enter a Dham, offer obeisances. Before honoring prasadam, offer prayers to the Lord. Do not attack prasadam, right? Immediately, offer obeisances to the Lord. So there are many rules and regulations. Many rules and regulations are there. How to treat one's wife, how to treat one's husband, how should the children treat their parents. Many rules are there. The whole purpose of all these rules, correct? It could be in married life, how you must be, on as bachelor, how you must be. All this is there to culture the living entity. The living being has to be, first of all, forced by rules a little bit to some extent. And then what happens? Intelligence will start becoming cultured. Okay, the mind will collect itself. It will become a little, it is fit for knowledge. The mind, the person who's unregulated, his mind cannot absorb the weight of spiritual instruction. It's not possible. The spark won't happen. Spark won't happen. Dry, so that the leaves have to be first dried in the sunshine. That is like the tapasya. The wet leaves cannot be lightened by fire. The fire of transcendental knowledge. It cannot happen. So the fire of transcendental knowledge, one must accept rules and regulations in one's life. Either forcefully for oneself, or the life will force upon you these rules and regulations. Correct? Some way or the other. So an intelligent person will accept these rules, because by accepting these rules, one becomes very calm and composed and very nice. So early in the morning, I could have done two things. Either, what is the time right now? 9 o'clock. I could have been asleep all the way until 8:55. I've been like that several days, right? With all the saliva coming out of my mouth and then lying like this. Or waking up in the morning, and then after taking a fresh bath, I chant Hare Krishna mantra, I read Bhagavatam. Both of them I could do, but the latter is a little bit difficult to start with, but it is so refreshing. It is so liberating. I feel so good. The morning is so nice. When I do Mangalarati, when I chant Hare Krishna mantra, when I read Bhagavatam. So it is good to accept these rules. So Prabhupada called this the regulative principles of freedom. It is very an oxymoron. Correct? Oxymoron. You know what an oxymoron is? Huh?
A chemical that keeps you awake.
No.
Opposite words.
Exactly. So oxymoron means two successive words that are opposite in spirit, like cold fire. And that's an oxymoron. Can't have a cold fire. Or a person is telling, I'm very humble, Prabhu. So this is like an oxymoron. It's like it cannot go by itself, right? So similarly, to say, Prabhupada saying regulative principles of freedom. If someone gives you some principle, don't do this, how can that be freedom? It is a restriction. Someone is stopping my freedom. Is it not? That's what we think. But Prabhupada said it, regulative principles of freedom. So when you follow these principles, you will become free. So the Vedas are not there to make my life more miserable. Shastra is not there. Like mother, Vedas are compared to Shruti Mata. Shruti is Mata, like the mother. Children usually don't like their parents, mother, because the mother keeps on telling rules. Do this, do that, sit erect. Correct, Sheri? Right? So sit erect, right? So don't speak, right? So usually the children don't like their parents, especially the mother, because the mother inflicts severe discipline. And if the children doesn't listen to the mother, sometimes the father does it. Who is the father? The father is a spiritual master. So father is a spiritual master. Shruti is Mata. So the Shruti is giving instruction for what? What does the mother want? The child must be Saukhya. Very nice. He must be happy. For that purpose, the Shruti is giving, do this, do that. Right? For the benefit. Yena Atma Suprasidati. The Atma must be very happy. This child who has been born to me, he must be very happy. His future must be very bright. He must not undergo any difficulty materially, emotionally, physically. Any capacity, he must not undergo any difficulty. So this is the Ichha of the mother. Similarly, the Shruti is giving so many instructions. But people who come here, especially after coming to America, we give up all these rules and regulations. Especially after coming to America by association, you go to a party or here or there, right? Men no longer follow nice discipline. Men no longer follow proper way of speech. They speak cuss words. They speak bad words. And men are no longer gentlemanly. Men who never, drank alcohol or smoked cigarettes or tried drugs, engage in illicit activities here. So this is all because of bad association. Bad association. So in this way, you are giving up all the rules and regulations. And why that? What happens? That the capacity of the mind to become steady and to absorb spiritual instruction and to spiritually realize oneself is getting lost. Is getting lost. Dharmo nashtaha, nashta dharmaha, nashta sadacharaha. It is going away. Similarly, for a stri also, right? How one dresses. Sometimes I see this is the graduation season, right? So families who have settled here for quite some time, they go to their graduation for their children, and it is a custom. You must take away all your bindi or whatever it is and everything, and you must have free hair, and you must wear shorts. What happens by this? The idea that I am the body increases for a stri. Because why is there a necessity for the dressing sense to be proper? So that the idea that I am the body is coming down. That's all. Right? The more one dresses provocatively, then what happens? The idea that I am the body increases. Naturally, but I am not the body. I am spirit soul. Right? So why to dress provocatively? Why to expose one's parts? So this is all. So there is a reason. It is not merely samskar for a fanatical samskar. Now that is not the point. The point is this samskar exists for the mind to become cool-headed. For the mind to become cool-headed. When the mind becomes out of the bodily platform, it becomes cool-headed. When the mind is cool-headed only, you can understand you are not this body. You are not this body. You are not the mind. You are not the intelligence. So the whole purpose of all the Vedic rules and regulations is to become cool-headed. That's all. Nothing else. It is not stress me out. It is to not make my life more difficult than what it is already. So people in Kali Yuga, they already knew that this is very bad. So they're asking what to do for these people who are not able to follow any of these rules and regulations. Is following these rules and regulations the only way, or is there another way? What Suta Goswami says, we will discuss next week. Any questions or comments are welcome. Okay, so we'll stop here then. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.